Okay, guys, so we are done for today. We traded two stocks, RMBL and VCNX. Total profit of 129 bucks, which is I'm okay with. My daily goal is anywhere from 30 to 100 bucks, and beat that goal. $129 trading two stocks. I only took, I believe, 3 trades total. We'll jump in here so we can see what we traded. Let's see. The first one we traded was VCNX. Okay, VCNX. VCNX. This one was a trade on, actually, it was trade pre-market. So here we can see that it was trading around 550, and then it kind of just consolidated at VWAP. It broke 650 for a break of VWAP. As I don't know if you've been watching, but the trade yesterday's, we had a nice break of VWAP. So here we had this nice pop all the way up to 878, pulled back. So here's another one of those VWAP breaks. Over 795 would have been an entry. 795 up to 972. So, almost a $2 break right there. So we'll jump into as you can see here, I jumped in pretty high up here. Pretty risky stuff. We'll jump into the 1-minute chart so we can see what we traded or how we traded it. It looks like we traded this stock 2 times. So so here we can see that from 775 it hit a high of 944. It pulled back. Now this is a 1-minute chart. The candle to make a new high would have been 929. That would have been an entry there. I was kind of watching it, but I did not jump in there. I tried to, but the stock was moving too fast. I ended up getting filled at 950 for a $0.50 break. So I jumped in at 950 and sold some up here around right under 75, right under 70, 75. So from 50 up to 65, 70, nice 15, 20 cents profit, and sold the rest. I decided to sell it all because it was struggling. It found resistance up here at this level. So I didn't want to hold to that because there was a chance that we could see a flush, and we did see a drop. It could not hold 50. It ended up dropping all the way down to 915, and I did not want to hold through that. So I got out of it. And here lately we've been seeing flushing, where the stock flushes out of the out of the market open. So it opened at this level at 905, and then it flushed. It flushed down to 830. So I jumped in here for the flush, for the drop. I jumped in around 850, which this one was pretty interesting because it opened out of the market. It came down to around 850. So in my mind, I was like, okay, well, 50 is a psychological support. 50, 850, the $0.50 and the whole dollar. So in this case, it was 850, a $0.50. So I jumped in here around 855. It immediately popped up to $9. So a nice 50 cents from my entry. Sold up here, sold half of my position at 9. I wanted to hold the rest of the amount for the bigger move, potentially at least a pop back up to 930, and if it was really strong, back up to the highs of 972. That was not the case, which I'm not surprised at all. Came down, and I ended up selling at 870. It ended up coming down. It did not hold the 850 level. Came down to 830 and continued to just sell off. Here we have this little bounce, and this is called a bear flag. So where it pops up from the bottom, and then you have this support down here of 806, and then it just breaks that level, and it breaks down, and it continues to go lower. And as you can see, it's just been selling off weak below the VWAP, nothing there. So unfortunately on this one, the whole move was pre-market, where you can see that it made a very nice move, fairly clean. Okay, so that was that stock. The other stock was, I can't remember. Let's see, it was RMBL. Okay, RMBL. We'll jump in here. It also made a move pre-market from $10 up to a high of 28, actually 28.10, pulled back here, broke VWAP, popped up, broke VWAP again to the downside, made this huge pop here, could not hold this level up to 27.69. It flushed hard, came down hard, broke VWAP, now showing weakness, and we'll jump into, I got in at resumption after the halt. Okay, so we'll jump into the 1 minute chart to look at the way that we traded it. Here it is. I like trading these halts because they're very volatile. Volatile meaning that they go up a good amount and then they come down a good amount. Pretty extended both ways. And if you time it right, these can be they can pay out very nice. Okay, so on this one, what happened here was a VWAP break to the downside. Here you can clearly see that there was support down here at 820. So you had two levels of support. You had the support where the stock would just come down, tap it, 2250, came back up, came down, tapped it again down here. So that marks a level of support, 2250. Another support that we had was the VWAP, which is this orange dotted line. We'll remove this one so you can see it, orange dotted line. So another indication is that we have increasing red volume bars. So that shows selling pressure. So the selling pressure came through. It broke the 2250 level, came down to 2089. It halted going down. So from up here from $24 all the way down to $21. That's pretty weak. Halted at 2089. I was watching this for another flush, another drop for a potential entry. It ended up opening at 2035. So a good level below the halt. 2035, it flushed a little bit and I jumped in here. I jumped in where this orange arrow's at, which is, let's see, it is 2020. Okay, so it came down. Okay, I remember now. So it came down to the whole dollar. I was wanting to get in at the whole dollar of $20. I threw my order to buy on the bid. I ended up getting filled 20 cents higher than what I wanted to buy at, which is still okay because you're buying basically support. So from there, it popped up to a high of 2077. I ended up selling here at 2060. I sold my entire position at 2060 because these are pretty risky. Or I believe I sold half my position at 2060 and then the other half around 2055. Once I saw that it could not go past that level, I sold it and I got out of it. It ended up popping up higher, 2077. It hit a high of 2129. So it broke this candle's high for a move higher, which this one was kind of jumping all over the place, bigger spreads, so it's a little bit riskier. I was just kind of glad to have captured that profit that I did there. It was a pretty nice move, pretty nice safe entry, and then nice exit. All right, guys, so that wraps it up for the week. Overall, pretty nice trading. I was a little disappointed on a trade. Let's see if I can find it on VCNX. VCNX. This one I had wanted to jump in for another a dip buy out of a halt. Let's see if I can find this halt. RMBL might have been this one. No, well I'm not sure where it was at. But anyways, I had tried to buy on a dip. I believe it was VCNX. It halted going down. I tried to buy it and my buying power was exceeded. So from my entry where I wanted to get in at, it bounced almost a whole dollar. And from I believe it was $9 and it popped up to 9.80. It might have been crap, I don't remember. But that was kind of frustrating. So that to me was like, okay, well you're already kind of frustrated because of that trade. It did not work out the way you had planned it to because you just didn't get filled anything. You weren't able to get in. And that kind of threw off my trading for the morning. So that's something to be aware of. Again, we had out of the gates we had stocks, they flushed, you know. So that's kind of the pattern that we're seeing. So that's all. That's something to be aware of. You always want to kind of what's going on pre-market. You want to make note of that. We know that VWAP breaks are making moves higher, so that's something that we might see in the future, future trades, future stocks. VWAP breaks, and then of course something that we've been seeing is where we get that flush out of the gates. So here we got a flush out of the gates. You know, potential dip buy opportunities. Those two type of patterns are just something to keep in mind of. Today's Friday, you know, we got Monday coming up, so just we want to remember that, and we might get continuation on those kind of setups, or we might get a whole new trading pattern that we get in. We've been having lately reverse split setups that are reverse split stocks that pop up on the high day scanner, but they don't follow through. So that might be the next move. Reverse split setups. It was just something to keep an eye on too. All right, guys. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoy these videos. Appreciate it. Bye.